Mr. Elmer's Music Lab.
All right, let me show you 3 signs you're on the right path for you're gonna succeed at guitar. I promise it, even if it doesn't feel like it, okay? So what's gonna start to happen here is you're gonna start to notice simpler things on a deeper level. So let's go to sign number 1. You see this chart, we're gonna get right into this. Very simple, 1 chord, G major bar chord, but sign 1 is you're gonna pull small pieces out of big shapes, okay? This is just a few ideas, but these really work. So what am I talking about? So you see this G major bar chord? The first thing, this is really about reframing your thinking to build your confidence to become a great guitarist, a great musician. So what we're doing is we're not gonna play G all over the neck. We're not gonna go to multiple things. We're not gonna collect information. We're gonna ask ourselves, what made this G chord right here? And if you notice on the chart, it says G, D, G, B, D, G. We're on the 3rd fret, low E string. This is that E major cage-shaped bar chord. You gotta know where your root is. Now, the first thing you need to think is, well, what made the thing I'm using, like I'm talking about here? This is thinking on a deeper level. You're going to be building your musical system. You're gonna progress faster than everyone else. Just follow me, stick with me, it's gonna be quick, okay? Because you look on the top left of this chart, you go, what made that? Oh, a G, a B, and a D. Now in this case, we have the 3 Gs, right? We have the 2 Ds and the B. But that is a triad, the 1st, 3rd, and 5th note. You might even go a step further than what you're saying here. You might be like, well, where were those notes pulled from? They were pulled from the major scale. The 1st, 3rd, and 5th note, G, B, D, are from the major scale. And you just gotta really memorize this. This is a G major triad, okay? Listen, the best musicians, the best guitar players, they don't succeed by practicing more. What they do is they drill down deeper on simple things. They put constraints on. Then you connect the dots over time, okay? So like in this case, we've got G, 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 B, D, Ds. We're not like memorizing the fretboard, we're actually recognizing it. So what could we do within this first idea? We could pull some ideas from this bar chord. So what if we just did something like this? What if we just played the bar chord like this, okay? Where I did, now in this case, I tucked my pick away. This might be your growth right here. I'm just picking the G on the low E with my thumb and then flicking the rest of the bar chord. I like to call this the pick and flick. And then I'm picking the D, the 5th, and flicking. You don't see me moving anywhere else. I'm not using any other notes. I'm putting these constraints on purpose, okay? Now, one tip is if you do hit a note that doesn't belong, you don't stop. You keep the rhythm train moving at all times. So try this. You wanna use your pick, same thing. Okay, I'm gonna promise you this. If you keep your concepts like simple and drill down deeper, your musicality, your original sound will surface or manifest or start developing faster. That's kind of the top of the mountain, is where you want to sound like you, okay? Even though millions of us are playing guitars, it will happen. Now, what else could we do here? Okay, well, I said you've got the root is G. I said the 3rd is B. What if I just focus on that? Now, here's the thing. You might not know this, and drop in the comments if you do. Please hit that hype button if you can. Let's hype this stuff, all right? Now, G to B. This is what's called an interval. Have you heard of an interval? That is the distance between 2 notes. Now, am I playing any notes that are not in this bar chord that you're seeing? No, remember I said sign number 1 is you're pulling small pieces out of big shapes. Big shape being full bar chord. Oh, there is the sonic signature of this. The 3rd is what gives this its major identity, okay? This is not a G minor bar, it's a G major. So maybe you just go like this. Play that harmonically together and let it soak in. Maybe you play it melodically. It sounds really simple, but trust me, it works. Now, what could we do musically with that? So maybe we go... Maybe your simplified version of that is just G to B. Maybe you drop your 3rd finger on the 5th fret on the A string and add that D, and you do this whole chordal thing. Oh, that's nice. You got the 1, the 5, and then you've got the 3. Spread out a little more. Sounds beautiful. See, this is how you go deeper. If you never try this stuff, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna promise you that if you keep collecting information, I just talked about this in the podcast, which is doing amazing. I'll link that at the end of this video, that playlist. you're gonna spin your wheels. You're not gonna progress. So just take this framework I'm giving you and drill down deeper. Okay, let's go to sign number 2 and let's flip the chart for this one. Now, you recognize the same notes are elsewhere, okay? Now in this case, we didn't venture far away at all. In fact, the first thing you see that red box. Okay, that's the Eddie box. Thanks, Eddie, for naming that for me. So you see how around G, B, D? This is your 1, 3, 5 triad. Now on the bottom of the chart, I just want you to drill deeper, right? What made this G chord? Well, G, B, and D made it. They're the spine. And look, here's the thing. You don't even have to have the bar chord up there to go, oh yeah, ding, 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 light bulb. Do light bulbs make that sound? I don't think so, but whatever. 1, 3, 5, G, B, D, okay? Now, I also have it around the DGB string set, because this is a triad. This is how we organize information. Again, drill down deeper. I'm not moving anywhere else in the neck. I'm not even playing another chord. I'm just playing the triad inside of the bar chord, which leads me to this. For those of you that have been on the channel, you know I hammer this. If you're new, bar chord triad, one of my favorite. This is like one of the best practices ever. Watch this. Bar chord to the triad inside of the bar chord. Bar chord to the triad. Bar chord to the triad. See how we're recognizing the same notes are right here inside of this shape? Listen, some of this might seem totally elementary. Some of you are still trying to put this all together. But what you're actually doing here is you're building your musical pillar. So you're going to adjust this to fit what works for you. I'm giving you ideas. These are just 3 of them. But I promise if you kind of loop around these 3 ideas, you will not fail at guitar. Just start thinking like this. So you see how it's a thinking thing. Because look, now you're not memorizing the fretboard. You're not just going, oh, G's here. I've seen somebody who's like, G, 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 G. That's like fine, but you don't have any context to it. Like that's memorizing the fretboard. I want you to recognize it. I want you to go, oh yeah. Oops, I cheated. See, I used to know there that wasn't in it. But this is what happens, okay? So also, I want you to realize I gave you another G major triad. Now this one's cool. This is a 351. So you see how it goes B, D, G? Now let's think, why would it be called a 351? Okay, well here's why. Because the lowest fundamental note is now the 3rd, B, okay? The 5th note out of the triad, remember triad's G, B, D. That's the 1, 3, 5, and you pull that from the major scale. And don't even worry, if all this sounds like white noise to you, I promise you it's all simple repetition and constant looping and coming back. Even if you're a professional guitarist at this, you still have to put in the reps. You gotta keep your chops up, okay? So 3, 5, 1. So there is a G major second and first inversion triad, okay? I call it a 3, so B, D, G. Always wanna know where that root note is, okay? Now, are we using any new notes? We're still using G's, B's, and D's, right? Now, what could we do within this that's musical? Well, we could do the bar chord to this triad, and then maybe we do a bar chord to this triad. So watch this, bar chord to the triad here, again. Now the bar chord to. Okay, so that's why I put the root notes in red. I really want you to know where those are, because that's really home, right? So let's say you did something where you slid into the 3rd, B, right? Always go home. Just keep that ear trained. Right? Just weaving around the triad. So you see, we're going deeper. The fretboard is starting to feel connected. The same notes are showing up in different places. But instead of not even knowing, now you're building that awareness and you're growing as a musician. When you grow, you're gonna build your confidence. So bar chord to the triad, bar chord to triad to the bar chord. There's all kinds of ways you can be musical with it. So let's go to sign number 3. Looping a tiny idea without getting frustrated. Now the chart went away on purpose, okay? Because you know we don't have much information. We have our bar chord, just a little review. We have this triad, 1, 3, 5 inside of our bar chord. There's only G's, B's, and D's. And then we've got this triad, right? 351, first inversion. And if you haven't ever heard like the word inversion, don't let that scare you away. It's all gonna click, I promise. Just keep coming back here, all right? So what can we do musical right now? I ditched my pick. You can use a pick. I'm gonna just make up like a little loop. You can loop a tiny idea without getting frustrated but putting constraints on. So look, bar chord two, try it. Bar chord two, try it. Try it two, bar chord. Now I'm just trying different rhythmic things with my fingerstyle. Because listen, I do a lot of fingerstyle and with pick, both. I highly suggest you go more hybrid like that. Don't pigeonhole yourself into one or the other. They're both amazing. They both have what they need, okay? So what's another thing we could do here in musical? And then we'll just wrap this up and get you on your way. Maybe you could take this 1, 3, 5 triad and you could arpeggiate it. Maybe you could go like this, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 3. I always want you to think like a songwriter. Even if doing a tiny little 1-second part, it's a little piece of a future song or a start, okay? But maybe you do something like this. Maybe to dig down deeper, this is kind of my point of this whole lesson. Maybe I go into the 3, pick the 1, the 5, and back to the 1. So like this. And that sounds different than all of this too, a lot of this mindset is coming from me learning drums right now. It's really helping me think differently on the guitar. Almost like so again, I'm trying to do the same thing learning the drums that I'm telling you right now. So remember, people who succeed don't practice more, okay? They practice on a deeper level, but they put constraints. They take a simple thing like right here, a G bar chord, 2 G triads, and they drill down deeper, all right? So anything you're doing, take a song you love. I want you to not just know how to play the song, but do you know what made that song you're playing? Could you explain that? Could you take that and reverse engineer it and put it into your catalog? Okay, I think you got this. Grab the charts, they're linked below in an ebook. Just see what you can do with that G and those 2 triads and see if you can remember what makes up a G major triad. We're gonna keep building off of this. Check out the podcast every Wednesday. I got a new little thing where I'm sharing random thoughts. You know what buttons to hit. Check out the daily shorts, music theory quiz, and a little ear training quiz. It's been amazing. Everyone's having a blast with that. And we'll keep this thing rolling. Drop jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.